Senne Lammens and Benjamin Shesko could make their full Manchester United Premier League debut against City on Sunday. So, with that in mind, here's a roundup of what's been happening with both players during the international break, as well as any other bits of info you might find useful. Now make sure you do subscribe for daily United videos like this, which we create, as I said, to keep you up to date with accurate info. So we've got a big old game coming up on Sunday, City away, and both Benjamin Shesko and Senne Lammens could make their full United debuts. Do you think they will? Well, full United Premier League debuts. Of course, Shesho started against Grimsby, but he's not started a Premier League game yet. I'm going to run through what's happened during the international break, speak about their performances, well, in terms of Shesho with his international team, and Lammens in terms of what he's been getting up to at Carrington. Let's go. All right, and if you are new here, make sure you do subscribe. But Shesho, the biggest question around Shesho so far has been, why is he not starting games? What's wrong with his fitness? Is he fit? Anyway, there's some positive updates in that sense, because he played 90 minutes twice during the international break. The first game he played against Sweden, and that game finished 2-2. And although he didn't get credited with the assist, watch this. This is in the 90th minute, and you'll see the sort of bullying power that Slovenia. That's kind of what I want my centre forward to be able to do. It's something that I'm looking forward to Shesho properly bringing. Now, the second game he played against Switzerland. That was a 3-0 defeat. Nothing really too much to speak of note from that game. To be one of his signatures? I don't really know whether it's called a signature or not. But the fact that Shesho played 90 minutes twice is the best news that we could have asked for during this international break. All right, because fitness clearly has been... It's either going to be fitness has been the problem with him, or it's the fact that Amrim is slowly bringing him into the team. It's probably a little bit of both, but I don't particularly see any reason why he doesn't start against City on Sunday, right? And sort of speaking to the Slovenia media during the international break, he was sort of like, look, the level of the matches is certainly much higher. The players and the teammates are high level. After all, English football is at the highest level. Looking forward to getting to the coming period because I'm getting better and faster in every training session. And I'll tell you what, I think he's ready to start. I'll speak about Lammens in a second, but I think Shesho is ready to start against City. I think we need that presence up front. That's why I showed you that there. As I said, it's ugly, but United, it's kind of one of the biggest flaws that we had from Haaland, was his inability when he played the ball long for him to back into a centre forward or give a couple of yards of space to be able to hold his ground and bring others into play. That's what we need a centre forward to do, as well as, score goals. So we didn't get a goal during the international break, but I think I was more focusing on the fitness than anything. And double tick in that regard. As for Senne Lammens, now he's had a very different international break because he's not been involved with Belgium. There's a photo of him pictured with, Royal Antwerp's kit man with the United scarf. I bet he's buzzing about it. I bet he's absolutely buzzing. Now, a big change that's happened for Lammens during his international break has been the makeup of United's goalkeeping situation. Onana's gone. Well, hasn't officially joined Trabzonspor yet, but he's already flying there. All the contracts have been signed. The medical just has to be done, and then the announcement made before Friday. But United have moved him on. As I said, he wasn't called up into the Belgian squad, which was a little bit, as this is from The Athletic, a surprise omission. He was in both the March and June camps. And Rudy Garcia, who's the manager, said it hinted that his United move was a complication, but I don't really know why he was left out. But anyway, I think that's a good thing that he was left out because it gave him an opportunity to settle in Manchester and at Carrington. And he's already had his first training session with Jorge Vital, who, of course, was the goalkeeping coach that Ruben Amorim brought with him from Sporting. He's already trained at Carrington on Monday. And because Onana's gone, and because Bayendi's away on international duty, it means it's only Tom Heaton and Senne Lammens as the two senior goalkeepers now at Carrington, getting the full attention of Ruben Amorim and Jorge Vital, and being able to settle in a quieter environment, I think is the best thing that he could have asked for during this international break. Now, I've seen some separate news here, and I've really got no idea where this is coming from. I was asked about it in the live show today. I was saying, is there any truth in Senne Lammens getting trained by Van der Sar? What? Why would United do that? We've got a goalkeeping coach. Why would Van der Sar come? I haven't seen anybody reputable suggesting that there's any element of truth to this whatsoever. And I'd kind of be surprised if there was. But with Shesho, for me, it feels quite clear and obvious. He's going to be starting against City. I think with Lammens, there's still an argument to be had if you want to have it. Phil Jones here speaking with the BBC, sort of speaking about the fact that United's number one has to have rhino skin, calls the shirt heavy to wear. And he's saying down here, look, De Gea almost had this ability to not care about the mistakes he made, to sort of brush over those mistakes. Yeah, Roy Carroll does know about mistakes. Yeah. But on the one hand, the risk reward, right? On the one hand, you've got the risk of playing by India, the goalkeeper who's made mistakes in the first couple of Premier League games and cost us against Arsenal and could have cost us against Fulham. It'll be a risk to play him. But then would it be a risk to play this lad in his first game for the first experience of the English atmosphere? And because it will be a shock, it will be a surprise, it will be louder than he's expecting, it will be more intimidating than he's expecting. I would play him. Personally, I would play him. Personally, I would start both of these lads and give them their full Premier League debuts. And as I said, I know there's a risk-reward, but what? So you're not going to start Lammens against City away, but then you're going to start him against Chelsea at Old Trafford, which arguably is probably going to be the harder of the two games. United are going through we've had a tough start to the season already. Well, Arsenal. But we've got, next 4 games, we've got City away, we've got Chelsea at home, then Brentford away, and then Sunderland at home before the next international break. I'm definitely starting Shesho in this game. I think he's had enough time to settle in. The fact that he's played 2 full 90 minutes during the international break tells me that he's fit enough to start against City. Will he be fit enough to complete the game? Don't quite know. In terms of Cunha and Mount, which I'm sure you'll want to sort of get an update on, there is no update on Cunha. United are keeping it close to their chest, and the same goes with Mount. But I'll be totally honest, I would not risk him in this game. We've got strength in depth in those number 10s. There's no way I would risk him. But I would take... It's not a gamble. We've already signed the lad. He is our new goalkeeper. But I've given the opportunity. And it is an opportunity. A risky one. But I would start him against City, and I would start Shesho. But that's sort of what's happened with both of them during the international break. From Sheshko's minutes that he's played and Lammens getting used to his environment and training at Carrington for the first time. You can let me know what you think in the comments, as you always do.